Hello, folks. I am continuing this samurai base level build playthrough. I believe last time we had gotten everything cleared up to the fire giant. I was just demonstrating sort of the PvP aspect, what I wanted to run on the build here. We got lightning slash, lightning correct to your physic. Get that nice good AR. We're getting a little bit less than what it shows because of the different modifier for the physic, but yeah, if we can combo this in second hit to third hit, for example, very nice. Anyway, and we have maxed out our flasks, looks like. Let's get back to the PvE materials. When we're going up against the fire giant, we're going to want plenty of bleed, we're going to want rot, we're going to want poison, if we can get it. But most of all, we're going to want a lot of a lot of defenses. So we got the fire drake +2. Let's get this changed over to a defensively focused set of equipment. That's a little too heavy. We'll go up the scaled, I think. There you go. We could also kill Millicent by continuing her quest. This is a good thing to do, not morally speaking, but in terms of progressing the build. Since this is a dex build, we are going to aim to get those 40 plus dex requirement, or 40 dex and 40 plus dex requirement weapons, such as the Crag Blade and the Bolt of Grand Sax, which will be operable if we wear both the prosthesis, wears heirloom, and the prosthesis itself. It's going to give us 10, get 15 base, 5 from the Source Seal, so plus 10 with the physic will get us to 40, and we can also wear the Okina mask to get up to 43. Unfortunately, that means we're a hair shy of hitting enough dexterity for the Hand of Malenia, but on the other hand, since Malenia is pure agony to destroy, not a huge loss. Not a huge loss at all. Okie dokie, so what do we need to grab beforehand? And how far have we progressed the Millicent questline? Is she still here? Sage Gowrie's there. She's not here. So she must be progressed around here. It doesn't look like we've killed the boss in this town actually, so we could do that. We could actually swamp this over. Unless we're casting Black Flame, which we're not. So we'll just ride on through. I do want to do, I'm pretty sure I cleared out everything in Lanedale last time, but I do want to sort of go over a checklist. Maybe make sure I've maxed out all my flasks and such. Because you can miss some materials. There's a cracked jar as well as 2 perfumes in Lanedale, which you can lose if you burn it before you grab them. So, you know, this was the black bow. I believe I have the black bow already. The fire resist is actually going to help us here. on, Dung Eater. Turn around. See, rotted doesn't look like it. Let's do it one more time. The frost went off practically instantly there. And we'll finish off with some bleed. And of course, Dung Eater is being very helpful in continuing to apply the bleed, keeping you from stopping in the build-up. But yeah, Dung Eater could probably solo him if he really wanted to. Godskin Peeler is an option for melting bosses. I suppose we could try that out on the Fire Giant. But generally, okay, so where is she? Usually she's up here. If she's not here, that means I haven't progressed her questline enough. Do I still have prosthesis? Oh, I do. Alright, well, we'll go chat her up. She should be over at Altus, at the Tree Gazing Hill. Yeah. Now, there are some issues with Fire Giant. Basically, if you prepare yourself defensively, you should be able to survive singular hits, at least in phase 1. But you don't want to be eating them. Dung Eater does not a lot of damage, and neither does Alexander. But they both do not raise his overall defenses and will help knock him down, so that's pretty useful. But because of the mobility of that boss, it's very difficult for them to rack on the damage. So you're really aiming to put on the status effects and keep spamming percent health damage. In phase 2, he will be very low on health, but you gotta be very careful because, after all, he can easily two-shot you, or even one-shot you with the fireball, although it really tends to be a two-shot, right? Rapid successive hits. I've been dunked multiple times because of that. So it's really an issue of picking when to go in. She should be around here. Ah, there she is. Now we could just kill her here. But if we're going to do that, I do want to make sure I'm prepared. Mechanically, not mentally. But I usually do it in the mountaintops. Or we could even do it in the Haligtree, because, you know, if you think about it, it'll be way easier. Her sisters will just, you know, obliterate her. So, there's actually no hurry on this, if I'm correct. Let me double check. Prosthesis. So, if you really wanted to, you could progress the quest considerably. Can be obtained at the Windmill Heights at the earliest. Any point after this will drop it, including when you're given a choice. You'll automatically receive this if you kill her. Now, do keep in mind that for any playthrough where you're trying to get all the maximum max upgrade materials, not getting the Golden Needle will lock you out of a Somber Stone. So, unless your build specifically desires the prosthesis, I don't recommend running it. But, you know, there are builds that do want it even at 125 or higher, so it is what it is. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna let that progress as normal. We can kill it later. Um, let's see. How are we doing on the craftables? Okay, that's not very good, actually. We're missing a perfume bottle or two, some ritual pots, some cracked pots. I wonder where they are. Did you get the fire one? There is a cracked pot over here. So we can go grab that right now. We won't be running fire very much on this build, but that's where you can get the correct tier for fire. Very good for strength-based characters, or just, you know, if you're using that as a main Ash of War. Incantation builds also benefit. You'd be killed quite early with a Fleming Strike or a similar Ashes of War that deal fire damage, because it is a tree spirit and therefore obnoxiously weak to fire damage. We could even throw it on right now, but let's do so. Put on the big talisman. Do we have? Yeah, we have Black Flame. This is a rotten one, so rot does not affect it, so don't bother. I do recommend, however, grabbing the Grace behind the boss, just because, you know, it's this little safety net. But there's a jar out on a branch in this location. So I do like putting off Fire Giant because it does burn the tree. Well, it itself doesn't burn the tree, actually. But I do like to make sure everything is completed beforehand. Open the door. Go inside. We can trigger the boss fight again later. Whew. Yeah, that rock can be a little vicious. This is why we're going to set up the save point. Reapply crab. And make sure to summon our friend. Let's open this fight by cutting his HP. Then let Dung Eater distract him. Fully charged because the base damage does apply a decent chunk. But watch out. Oh, right. Actually, never mind about the fully charged. That's silly. Just hit him with whatever you got. You do have to be careful with the Putrid Guardians, or avatars I mean, because they do tend to apply rot to less than mobile targets like Dung Eater. So the upper level one can potentially kill your summon if you're not proactive in dealing damage. Easy solution to that is just to be aware of his moves. We got a good pattern there as well. He did not shoot his lasers at us and only used that move once. Okay. That's the Minor Urge Catacombs. We didn't actually clear it, of course. But that's where it is. What else have we to complete? Right, the jars. So I know there's 4 in one tomb. That means we got 2 overworld ones we've missed. And I'm not sure where they are. I'll have to check. Cracked jar. But if they're purchasables, we'll definitely have, let's say, cracked pots. Oh, did we get the one in the secluded cell? I think so. Did we go to Jarberg? Yeah, we have. It's not the Jarberg one. We got the Killed one. Did we get the Lane-Dell one? We can find out. But beforehand, maybe we'll go get the explosive Great Bolts. They're over here somewhere. We'll proceed from the campsite. The real reason I want to go get the Great Bolts. Lightning ones are better for this build, but you can only carry 20 of each, so always have the extras. And the reason why I prefer the lightning version is because we're going to have the lightning Physicon in the majority of our invasions. It's also just a better damage type, obviously. And I think does a little bit more damage at base stats. I could be mistaken. Doesn't matter too much. Oh, we have not cleared this creature either. This horde creature. We'll have to prepare ourselves for that then. Here, because we can't use a summon, we're just gonna spam Ash. That's rude. Somehow hit us. But we got it in a nice loop here. The loop, folks, never ends. It's the way it goes. Can't say the rain helped though. Anyway, there is a dex weapon of sorts here. The Scavenger's Curved Sword. But with the nerf to it, virtually in the form of the Seppuku nerf, unless you're going for a cult build, I don't really recommend it. And of course, because Elden Ring is in many ways less sophisticated than the previous games, or we could say it's more free than the previous games, there's no benefit to infusing these weapons with bleed buildup. In fact, you would vastly prefer to have more better range, better moveset curved sword if you're going to go with a bleed buildup as a bleed build. You probably get better dex scaling too. Now you will sell me the volcano pots recipe. Despite being a dex build, it's not a terrible idea to carry some volcano pots because those are just that good. Put the rest in explosive great bolts. More than we're likely to use at any time. Maybe we should have bought the drip, but we can always come back. Now that we have the grace. Or at least we're about to. Fortunately for us, the Samurai does have the base stats to pull off using the hand ballista with only 2 talismans, one of them being the Redigon permanently on, and the other being the Star Scourge Heirloom, which is a decent swamp. It will be pretty heavy though, so make sure you're in a good position before you use it. Requires some deliberate decision making. But that's sort of true regardless of what your build is. Okay. So there's no jar there. Did we really miss the jars in Stormveil? We ought to go check. I don't think I missed them. Maybe we missed the Ray Lucaria one? Oh, we missed the Groveside Cave one, I bet. But if we missed the 2 in here, that would really clear things up. I don't think so, because we've been here. We've cleared out the beetle, scarab. Really does not look like it's here. Yeah, it's not here. Whoa, Nelly. Yes, it's not these. But we're missing 2. Probably the Royal Moongazing Grounds in the debate parlor. For sure has to be those. So let's try Moongazing Grounds first. That one's easy to miss. But almost certainly we haven't gotten the Ariza side tomb ones. This is the downside of recording this series rather piecemeal. I forget what's gone on in the previous. But no shame in using a little checklist. We just want to slip out this way. Let's double check. Do we have 14? Yeah, so we're missing 2. It's almost certainly this one and the Ray Lucaria ones because they're kind of a pain to get. Easy to forget. It is here. Yeah, it's on the cliffside. Yipperdoodle. And the other one's probably in Ray Lucaria. Could get ourselves out of combat. Would be nice. I believe there's an Asher War down here. If you're int build, it's quite nice. You can get it before the boss fight, although I don't know why you would. It won't help you in any capacity, except maybe for stance breaking. But you have better options for that. Anywho. Kirin Grandeur. Very cool. It's Miyazaki's idea of a sick joke to put spells and Ashes of War that deal magic damage right by the enemies that negate magic damage, isn't it? Fortunately for us, most of these enemies can be beat with an unupgraded weapon pretty easily, especially Renala. It's a little bit harder with what's her name? Loretta. Of course, how could I forget? So, Ray Lucaria, we want to start school. We want to start in the classroom, and it goes around like this, I think. We could go backwards from the debate parlor. I think it's this one. I gotta do a little Elden detective work. I don't have Magic Fort on, which is a bit of a mistake, but we'll just Vitality up. We can always ring swap that. Ta-da! Of course, if it's not here, we're kind of in trouble. Oh no, it isn't here. I don't like this. If it's not this one, then which solitary jar are we missing? Did we fail to purchase one from a merchant? I don't think we did. But that does seem to be the logical conclusion here. Well, no matter. We'll find out when it's time. Wait, why am I going up here? This sends us up to the different area, I think, than I want to be in. There's something down here? No. Okay, I'm goofed. Okay, if it isn't them, I'm almost certain I got the 3 off call. Did he get the 1 off the nomadic merchant? He sells 1, I believe. Could be the Castlemorn Rampart one as well. Could be Caelid South. This is the North Grade one. I think I did get this one. It might be Caelid South. Yeah, it's probably a merchant one if it's not an overworld one that I missed. Let's check you. Did I buy it from you? I probably did, didn't I? Yeah, so it's not you. Let's try the Caelid one. That's the most likely candidate. Oh, the nerf to Rot is going to be rough with the Fire Giant, I think. It represents a big proportion of his health. I already did the, yeah, I did. I did already get the quest line progressed for a good friend. Gold mask. That shouldn't be the issue. Okay, what have we got here? No, that's not him. Okay. Could it then be this fellow, Rampart Wall? Useful merchant? Didn't neglect to buy from you. Kind of why you want to buy as you go along, which I did for the most part. It just seems like I've missed one. Not him. Okay, where can it be? Did it just... Oh, it must be the Groveside Cave one, yeah? Have I gone to Groveside Cave? No, I haven't. Of course, I should have just checked down the map. Silly me. In my haste, I had ignored it. Sometimes someone a little brighter should be a detective, not me. Still, we've got that figured out. And that means all the remaining ones are in Ariza side tomb. Yes, the torture never ceases. It is what it is. You know, we can invade here. We can invade down to people who have entered their first cave. Of course, that's not really the plan. Despite what it might look like, I don't actually relish invading extremely low level players. I do relish invading their high level phantoms though. There's no point beating the boss here, since it is just a Fair Missoula Beastman dropping a lower level defensive talisman. Sword chest. Let's get rid of some of the talismans that we don't need, the duplicates. Oh, the Bolt Drake. We're not going to get the Bolt Drake until we get up there, and we'll keep it around. We could get the +2. Oh, right, we could get the +2 of that at some point. Well, I suppose we'll just do the side tomb next. And you're probably thinking, why aren't we just continuing the game? It's because I don't like progress. I'm gonna actually change the helmet off this briefly. For good reason though. Is that there's nothing susceptible to this kind of damage in that cave. And it will be a bit of a hellscape. Ariza side tomb. Can be a little painful. It's recommended to have elementally infused weapons or blunt weapons or both. Kind of interesting to think about. You know, a hammer infused with sacred damage is a very good weapon against skeletons. It's a very good weapon against imps. So, having a tool of that sort for clearing enemies doesn't hurt at all. But we're just going to keep it simple with the Misericord. We can juggle our Faith Talisman for a little regen, because we do tend to take a lot of chip damage in this dungeon. But you would definitely want to be keeping up a lot of physical defense. We can jump down here, but we're not gonna. Ignore the pots. Let's see if we can speedrun this in a very rough way of speaking. It's important to keep an idea of which room we are in. Okay, so this is the initial room. We got the lever here. If you return to the lever, you know you can drop down and go through here. There's a glover down there that we don't really need to tussle with, and some imps. Imps are staggered in 1 and can be riposted for significant damage. However, they are hard to deal with. And this is what I meant about the chip damage, right? We're already back to full because we have the regen going. But yeah, if you want more Glovewort, there's one down there, but there's no point engaging with that imp. He doesn't aggro as long as you don't show your face. We'll go under here so we don't aggro the imp above. And here, you gotta watch out for this fellow. Try luring out one by one. Make sure you're locked on. Because without the lock on, the Ash of War has a hard time hitting. Tends to go a bit into the floor. There's one on the roof there. Just ignore him since you can't touch him at the moment. But there is this fellow that you'll want to get an early Don't get hit by that. And here we want to do the talisman swap very quickly. Actually, this one will be faster, right? Back to faith. Use that vitality. And then swap back. And here you want to keep track of, this tends to be a sewer room, whereas the side room will take us up to the next room. It'll send us to an upward location. So this is basically room 1, chest 1, or main chest, which will take us to this room. We can of course tussle with the big guys if we have a hammer, but I don't recommend doing so. Grab the loot and go. There's nothing else in here, so we just escape. But in the other room, you actually do want to stick around, because there is a ladder. Fortunately, we did get hit there. Not a terrible issue. However, we do want to be fully topped off here. The reason being, there are some hostiles in the next room. They can eliminate you, so be very... Oh. I'm very silly. So yes, be careful. If both of them get you at once, you're probably dead. Or get you successively. So you take the side room, you're now up here, right? Which means that backstab. Get that wake up. FB positive, very good, right? Make sure to continue sneaking because there's another fellow there. Alright, we're regenning FP. Oh, this guy's he drops extra. And like that, we're back to full. Then up here, gotta be careful. There's one up on the roof as well as one that's inert until we get close. The one that's on the roof, again, dodge, riposte. And spam. This one we can just riposte right off the bat. Very good. Now we notice that we're not in the room with the lover. This is the second level. We want to be careful here, not to get aggroed from behind. But in this room, there is a jar as well as a jar. And an exploding jar, I believe, so be careful. The big jar I don't think can follow you out, but the little fellow can, so be careful. Ah, yes, he blew up. Anywho. Right, notice the lack of glow wort there as well. We'll continue on into the main room here. We already killed the guys up there. So we'll take once again the main chest, which will take us to a treasure room. Should give us another 2 pots. Right. And of course, if you choose cracked pots as your starting gift, I think one or both of these will be absent. Certainly some of them will be absent in one of the rooms or the other. I can take the ladder here. I think I'm going to have to do a tally swap briefly. Once I get to the top, we'll cast it. And don't fall down this ladder. But here we'll, I believe this is the main room. Do you have any hostiles? Doesn't look like it. However, this is not the end of our travails. We could just go to the boss room here, but I believe there's another ritual pot, which we can get by returning. Maybe we should have taken the side room first the second time around. You'll have to excuse my mistake. But you can always rectify your mistakes. That's sort of the idea of a Souls game. So we go here. We have not gone to room 2, door 2. Once again, be careful. I'm not sure if there's pots here. Yeah, there's no pots in the second room. But this will take us up, I believe, to another room like the first one that had a jar in it. So we want to keep our eyes peeled, right? So this is basically the tenement of the first room we went through, right? Room 1, balcony. Elemental damage is really coming in clutch. Ah, there you go. So we have a completely different ladder that will take us up to a room with a jar, eventually. But you have to go through here first. We could, if we so desired, choose to die after we obtain the jar. No biggie. The runes we have on us are a pittance, and more importantly, it'll take us right back to the start. If you want to kill the living jars to get the delicious meat inside, it's an option. Just make sure to bring a nice blunt instrument with you. This does take us to room 2, right? Which means we could just take the main room, right? So we can go from here, right? There's how you can keep track of your location. This is room 2. Go from room 2, treasure door, or treasure chest room that had the ladder that dropped us off at room 1. We could also laboriously retrace our steps if we so desire, but I figure this is a little easier, right? So we take this ladder, up, up, and up. And right here we are back to where the lever was, which means we're back at the boss door. The enemy for this is a duelist. Fortunately, we have plenty of flasks left. We have our riposte weapon, and we have Dung Eater, so easy fight. Our reward is a bunch of exploding soul jars of fortune, which, not really an ash we're going to use, but it's kind of cute. This is why people say, Elden Ring is easy, because it is. Alright, we can't cast the arcane spells because we have no arcane. I don't know if Dungy Boy is going to have a part to play in this. That's right. You just take care of the jars for no reason. Oh, I slandered him unfairly. But yeah, this was... you fight these things over in the capital all the time anyway, Don't know what to say, man. Apart from Darn you being a war criminal, killing all the jars again. Just like that, our user side tomb is cleared. We've got all the pots in here. We've brought them up to 20 and 9. Yeah, that's everything before the plateau. So we gotta figure out where the perfumes are at. Have we gotten the 2 over in the ruins? Yeah, we have. Perhaps we missed the one that's out here in the shaded castle. We can test that out. Perfume bottles. Did we get the one in the Volcano Manor? Did we get one in the Perfumer's Grotto? I don't think so. And I don't think we got the Street of Sages one, so we probably are missing those. And I think I've gotten this one already. Well, you know, it's my footage to come through. If you're falling through at home and slapping your foreheads with your palms, I am sorry. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea maxim culpa. Speaking of, get this back. Let's get this over in defensive talisman. Perfumes do fire damage, mainly, so. Yeah, we already grabbed it. Of course, the dangerous thing about the perfume is it does 2 hits. So you can't just easily block it with the talisman that does that. If you know what I'm saying. Shield talisman. Yes, it's a Lloyd's killer. You sure thought of everything. But have no worry. Since we figured out where we're probably looking for, yeah, we haven't gotten this one, and I don't think we got the Street of Sages one. So let's go grab the Street of Sages one, because that's, I think, a Ted faster. Plus we have some graces to grab. We should actually grab the graces that we haven't grabbed. Help us invade. Give us this shop option. We can go buy some poison clumps. Maybe that'll help us against the giant, since we don't have a good source of poison. We could also use the perfumes if we really wanted to, but that's a little risky. And kind of a pain. I don't think we'll bother. This is the way we go. There's a bonfire here, a merchant down there. Very nice. Couple of sites of grace, bonfires in close proximity. In fact, one's just down by the water to welcome me. Climb right on in. He also carries a couple of boluses, which are quite nice. Poison-borne darts, poison stone clumps. These might actually be genuinely useful in the boss fight, so we'll just pick them up right now. Also, is that fire arrows? Pretty nice. That's right, we want to swap to Faith Talisman so we can heal ourselves. See, immediately from there, there's another grace. This one, mainly, I think, to cover the water. We're going to go. We got the Street of Sages one. That's not a bad idea to obtain for ourselves the beetle that is around here somewhere. I'm just a big fan of the Poisonous Mist Ash of War and the Freezing Mist Ash of War. They are incredibly powerful at low level. They're still really good at higher levels. You don't want to go in there. Thank you very much. I believe it's over here this way. Ah, yes. I believe it's here. No, I'm crazy. Where is it? Over there, maybe? No, that's not it. Now, where is... Oh, is that in it? Please be that. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, if you want to do a Lost cosplay, that's where it is. Now, if I can remember... If I can get out of combat, I can perhaps... Okay, it's down here, I believe. Let's make ourselves some pots. Not Redmane. Oh, we don't have the Giant's Flame pots. Curious and unfortunate. They're one of the better damage ritual pots that you can farm easily. Of course, fire damage is respectable, but we're going for a lightning build, remember. And that scales with Dex, I believe. Now off we go. Poison meme builds are amazing, in my opinion. And I missed that. Ew, I missed. There you go. Got a nice. Get me out of here. Don't want to tangle with those folks. Yes, I know I'm in Caelid. Thank you very much. Do I not have this one? A Straight from Caelid Highway something or other? Looks like I don't. Very cool. Okay, so with that, right, we still have the flask over in the Perfumer's Grotto. Also, if you want to do like a page cosplay, I highly recommend farming it before you go burn the capital. So, that's for Malekith. Wow, it's already almost been an hour and we've hardly done anything. Really says a lot about this game. There's a lot of tedium. And there's a lot of merit in sort of building as you go and trying to complete everything. But also get a little tiresome. We're kind of doing the bare minimum here since we don't need to farm for runes at all. It is what it is. No game is truly immune from that. Except for maybe 3. No, that's not true. I'm full of crap. Gonna get to 125. You probably want to do a little bit of farming outside the bosses. Okay, here we're probably gonna get demolished, but it doesn't matter. We just want to get to the second room. And then if we die, you know, we have 52 rooms, right? To go all the way down there. Sorry, not all the way down there. What am I saying? I'm full of shit. Over here, I believe. Drop down. that's not the right chest. Here's. What? We might as well just beat the boss while we're here. So, you do have to watch out for the little ass tail buddy. It's a bit unfriendly. A little bit of free Miranda powder. Various other things. Remember, these enemies are relatively weak to fire. I can do a breath attack too. Maybe I oughtn't to. Maybe I should just go for her posts. Yeah, I probably should. Oh, thank you boys, take care of the other. We killed him faster. Must I clean up all your messes? I sure hope not, because you sound like a messy fellow. Okay. Easy cave. And a guaranteed omen cleaver if you're into that sort of thing. I suppose we could go grab that as well, since we're here, you know. Finding every excuse not to complete this fire giant, but it could be a grind. I do generally want to make sure I haven't missed anything that's easy to get beforehand. If we do this, I think we're just gonna go clear up to Alexander in Fair Missoula. We're not gonna do 2 bosses a stream, since it is a bit of a pain. Okay, but we do want to set ourselves up for success here, so let's get some magic resistances. Let's memorize a spell, magic fort, and mix physic to a bubble tier. What this will allow us to do is to get ourselves many layers of protection that we're practically unkillable, at least to the magical barrage that's about to descend upon us. We want to be dismounted for this, because being unhorsed and then demolished is one way you can really get destroyed. With our defensive stack like this, we should be fine. See? We barely took anything there. Okay, we took a little more there. If you keep chugging, you should be alright. Remember, you're not safe even if you're inside the church. I am glad to have rediscovered that you can't take care of these with Rotten Breath, because especially the more powerful or late game ones can really just squash you flat easily. Yeah, so stack your resistances, that way you don't get insta-killed. Not really 2 ways to say that. Okay. Now real quick, we're gonna swap this out to different talismans. And what the? Oh, we're still in the sacred realm. Yeah, those things are obnoxious, to say the least. I don't know if it's unique to this incantation or not, but yeah, that's a really good way of taking those out instead of hitting them one by one. I'm so glad I don't have to. Oh, by the way, you know how the Godskin duo are a pain? If you don't have any lilies, you can come here. You can farm them if absolutely necessary, and of course you can just use the base game ones here. There's a lot of them, so pick them up. Try to get through in one, but with the help of our good friend Bernal, dear friend, it should be easy peasy on first or second try. I think last time on a normally level character I didn't even bother using any sleep pots, so you can imagine it's fairly easy with sleep pots. Okay. Well, I think we've put it off long enough. I suppose we could get one more. We can always come back and do that later. For the forge it is. We're gonna go burn a tree. Let's actually let me triple check that we've progressed the quest line here. Are they on the bridge? Yes, they're on the bridge. Let's do it. Okay, so first things first. Let's make sure we have everything mixed correctly, right? Mix Wondrous Physic. We want the FP and we want the Faith. Talk to Melina. Flask. Calculate flask charges. You want a lot of blue. 6/8's probably right around good. Maybe 7/7. Let's see. Memorize spells. You may want to replace. You might want to get yourself the smelly one. You may want. Okay, you don't need Flame Cleanse Me. Vitality isn't going to do much here. It will be chunked. And you might want to get Flame Form. Phase 1, maybe not so much. Phase 2, though, it's definitely an option. Alright, and here we have already enough base faith for Swarm of Flies. That's really good. You're probably going to do a lot with the dagger here, which unfortunately you will need the physic for, so keep that in mind. So 3 minutes time limit. Alternately, you can swap off the heirloom. And you can still cast what you need to cast except for Black Flame. Let's actually throw poison on here. And of course, rot pots are an option as well if you wanted grind form. Give me one moment. There'll be no audio for a little bit. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Just a family phone call. You know, it's that time of the year. There are things in your life more important than video games, or so I hope, even one so excellent as this. Where were we? Yes. Dungeater and Alexander. Do we have the jar helmet? That should tell us how far we've advanced the quest line for. We do not have the jar helm. Did we put it away? I don't think we did. Well, you know what that means, folks. Off to Mount Gelmir we go. We can always check from Seathwater Terminus if he's there. Or did we see him over over by Jarburg? I can't recall. I don't think we did though. I mean, there's no way I would have put away the jar helm. Let's go take a look see. And this is why we do our homework. Pretty much. Okay. Did we kill... Did not kill the magma worm. Get off. I can't move, dude. Shoot! I can't believe it, how much he curved. Well, now we know why we didn't do that. It's because we hadn't killed the magma worm yet. Son of a gun. Wow, that was ass. And yet another instance of why I don't like horseback riding in this game. Also in real life, I think. I may or may not have fallen off of a horse before in my youth. It was entirely my fault. Yeah, I don't understand, but it changes a man. I think we can hit him from up here without him getting up here. I stand corrected. Whoa-wee. Okay, he's rotted. That's good. Now get frosted. Okay, he's frosted. Oh gosh, he's really going far. Son of a... I've never seen him sort of at this distance. Nice, a bleed. Alright, Dungeon Boy, take care of things. Very cool. Goodness. Noxious little creature. Well, with that, Alexander should show up. How handy. Thank you, buddy. It'd be a shame having to kill you later. Okay, so let's make sure to purchase ourselves any supplies we want beforehand, and we'll take on the fire giant. What have we got for purchase? Probably need to restock on crab. Which, remember, phase 1 for the fire giant, you probably do want the crab. Off we go. Finally, for real this time, to kill the fire giant, hopefully. Okay. What do we have? We have physical defense. We can swap this to fire if necessary, but we're going to do physical for phase 1, absolutely. I think this should do the trick. Black Flame, probably not going to be prioritized, although the percent health damage still works. We might try a little cheeky Poison Mist, but mainly we want to get that rod off. This may take quite a few attempts, so sit back and try to relax. Hello, Cursed Eternia, thank you for raiding. Hello, hey Tarnished Brand, how's it going? Hey Terpy. Welcome in. Oh, thank you for coming by. Heartbreaker Jacob, good to see you. Better Daddy 32, welcome. Oh, thank you for the follow, Tarnished. And who else was it? Thomas Steve. Oh, Steve, welcome. Thank you for following. What kind of stream is this, Mr. Gamer? This is low level. We're building a samurai, and we're not leveling anything up except our summon. So we can become an absolute jerk to low level players. But that's not really why we invade, right? We invade to be an absolute jerk to low-level gamers' over-leveled boyfriend. Moto Junior, welcome. Oh, sorry. Not the time to be looking at chat, huh? Speaking of. Not exactly a great start to things. Hello, Ice Destist. Welcome. How's it going? Gotta love some Alexander versus Fire Giant. Oh yeah, he's a real champion. From Tastic, welcome in. Lazarus Jackson, thank you for the follow. There's a lot more going on the screens than I'm usually used to. The raid left me behind. Oh no. Okay, we still haven't rotted him, so the 1.07 nerf is working as intended. Wonderful. Oh, there we go. We've got the rot. Okay, next we could try for frost here. Yep, that's basically what we're doing, Heartbreaker Jaker. It's tomfoolery. And gosh, I don't know if we have enough blue. We've done this before several times, but it's on last patch. So we are finding out how things have changed. Also, I haven't built any of the low-level stuff on PS4 yet, so this is why I'm doing it now. As well as getting more footage. I'm supposed to do like a guide series. Oh. Oh no! Unfortunate. Yeah, well, the lack of damage is kind of showing. I will admit, this boss specifically, it's a lot easier to do with Tish. But watching me struggle for like an hour or 2 hours trying to kill Tish might not be very fun compared to the fire giant. Okay, so let's run that again, but this time I won't have a bunch of notifications. That's right, it's your guys' fault. I definitely would have got it first try. Nah. Anyhow, Firestormed, yeah. Well, you gotta admit that the Fire Giant is a very tasteful Dark Souls boss, you know, because he's a lot like the Soul Ascender. He's played all the Soulsborne games before. That's why he's rolling all the time. He's using Pyromancy. He knows what's up. Okay, let's run that again. We might just ignore Rot Breath and go for pure percent health damage. That is an option. I'm gonna run up first before we summon. And hope that doesn't get me killed. Oh. Okay, let's go. Rot Breath, point blank, please work. I know about this, Chief. I think the age of Rot Breath may be over for this boss. Let's see. The entire mountain tops and this guy is just DS2, I swear. I don't think that's true. I've been playing some DS2, and the difficulty spike is of a slightly different nature. Although, you're not completely wrong. This rolling always makes me laugh, to be honest. Makes fighting him a little less annoying. Yeah. I feel ya. Oh, no. I think I ran out. Okay, so I think we've learned our lesson. I think we're not going to use Rot Breath. Usually keep my summon for phase 2 and use Torrent to cheese his ranged attacks. Ranged attacks phase 1 or phase 2. I mean, the scary stuff is in phase 2, right? He doesn't tend to do a lot of the double fire attacks. I have a DS2 short that has like 335k views, and I wake up to 4 emails a day calling me a noob. It's great. Yeah. I do have to admit that's my reaction. Oh, his opening move. I think the opening move you can just roll through. I'm gonna unmemorize spells just to clear up my inventory here. We're not gonna use Black Flame. We're not gonna do Poison Mist. What kind of joker am I? We'll simplify here. Since we're simplified, do we even want to bother with blood? Honestly, I'm not sure if I want to. We might go knife all the way. laughing my ass off, to be honest. You're always laughing, Kirst. That's what's so great about you, among many other tasteful things. If you dismount torn, you iframe through it. My life is getting teabagged on. Yeah. And the motivation I need to get through the day at Kirst Eternia. Yeah. This is where I would say something like, if you don't know Cursed Eternia, but since this is a Cursed Eternia channel raid, I can't do that. I need me some of those gummies. What could that mean? Alright. Shout out Cursed Eternia. Thank you, Turpy. Who cursed? Yeah. Who indeed? I say things and then I don't. I immediately eat my words. Okay. Let's try this, but only using the dagger for now. Oh no. So the danger of this move is when you're in the air for a long time, I'm pretty sure those are instability frames and you will eat all the damage. You gotta pick your timing really well. Okay, this is good. Holy shoot, what a legend. I saw your comment out of context, Chris. Thought you were laughing at tuberculosis. Look, you gotta watch out. Cursed is a vicious man. He invades a Skeletor. He's not nice. The moral douchebaggery this game and its players commit are incredible. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if there ever were any honorable players in these games, or if it's all made up legends. Okay, let's get that frost breath going. Oh, that was maybe a mistake. Frost! No. You son of a gun. I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. No, it's going there. Fortunately, we have... Oh, he's already frosted. Okay. Is he? I honestly cannot tell right now. Okay. I'm so bad. Okay, time to finish the phase off with a little bleed. We have a little bit of blue left. Oh, that didn't reach. However, our summons, they're at half health. They'll probably be fine, right? Oh gosh, man. There's not... At least there's always next time. Is the cheese patch where he falls off the ledge? Yeah. It's been patched. I think it got patched in like 1.06. But I could be mistaken. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing here? Being a fool is what I am. Okay, let's bleed him while he's busy. Let's give him a little... Oh, I ran out of I'm gonna have to swap really fast. Do I have enough from this? No, I don't. Okay. So, what am I doing? Dying. We're gonna have to bleed him out. Okay, at least I can read the chat now. Let's see. From Tastic, I think he's a guy who fought the Murktwell and survived. There's no way he has 55 decks, right? Heartbreaker Jaker. Okay, I read that. Nah, he 8-0'd me. Oh, that's unfortunate. Is the Chiefs patched? Yeah, that was patched a while ago. It's always the next time, not the bees. Well, I tried meta again and died instantly. How do you guys play here and kill things? I get touched and I'm dead. Lots of running. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Okay. I don't know why I had a Fire Missouri Cord on. That sounds like a mistake. Let's get some heavy armor on. I don't think that's going to save us, but... Okay, what else have we learned? We could try throwing some poison. That might help a bit. We're not going to bother with Rot. Unless we want to try a little bit of... I don't know. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for the follow. And Lazarus Jackson, did I catch your follow? If not, sorry. But thank you. Oops, forgot. Hey, no worries. Yeah, I keep telling Cursed he should do one of these low-level runs, and now I'm showing how much pain it can be. I don't know if it's a very convincing sight here. I think what I needed to do was bleed him more in phase 1. That would have chunked his health a bit better. Okay, let's do this. So we got 3 minutes of knife. We got 3 minutes of life. I planned on it. Okay, awesome. All right, so that's good to hear. Tantra's Tongue? A devil and a little pain, Tantra's Tongue this level is like the easy mode because there's nobody out here except for other crazy people. I guess people have mule files. That's kind of the issue with doing these runs is like it's kind of just a challenge run for the sake of it because, you know, anybody who just wanted a file could just get it. Okay. Okay, we gotta bleed, maybe? Now let's just try not to miss any knives. I wonder if Fireball would have been better just because of the range issue. Oh no. That was a bit of a dangerous hit. Oh, very cool. So I'm gonna focus on. Whoa. Whoa, buddy. Who said you could do that? I think this attempt's going better though. For now. We'll see how it goes. Wow, that's hyper armor. Okay. Let's do this again. We're going to run behind him because he's doing this big move. We'll give him a little bleed. Let's hope we don't get hit here while we're applying a defensive buff. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. At least it's being purely physical. I think our friend Alexander Jarman is nowhere to be found. He's gone back to the start of the arena, and we are not at the start of the arena. Woo! I'm scared for my life. Oh, we got a bleed proc off. Oh, we can't do this anymore. We're out of FP. Oh, shoot. No. I wonder if this will do the trick. Is he poisoned? No, he's not poisoned. Okay, he's poisoned now. Very good. Good thing we picked that up, right? Okay, we've lost one summon, but Alexander's here. We might get this yet. We got a bleed. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, good. Just staggered. Please kill him, Jarman. Woo! Lois Talisman, baby. Okay, Alexander, you got this, right? Alexander Jar, please. I believe. I have so much faith in you right now. Woo! Yeah, baby! 3 attempts. Or was it 4? Yeah, so I will say, the patch has definitely nerfed this fight. It's made it, or not nerfed the fight, nerfed you in this fight. The lack of rot application really hurts this. But yeah, it's totally doable. I guess I should have done this in phase 1 as well. Anyway, yeah. Good timing, I guess. Earlier this stream, I got a phone call. I was away for like 20 minutes, so that would have been a bad time to raid. But I'm glad y'all came here for the brief struggle. Anyway, let's look at the comments from before. Let's see. Oh, Tarnish Brand left. Yeah, good night, Tarnish Brand. Or you're still here. Good night for real now. All right, take care, Tarnish. Thank you for coming in. Let's see. I dabble in pain a little bit, says Cursed. Gonna hit the hay. 410. Been meaning to myself, but I'm a bit burnt out on ERPVE. That's totally fair, Fantastic. Have you tried upgrading your weapon and leveling up? That usually helps me. Good one. Hey, thank you for the follow, Smoke AF. Welcome. Fire Giant isn't even hard. Yeah. Honestly, on a normal playthrough is no longer difficult. Well, the hyper armor, yeah. If you're in the air, you can't be staggered by anything. Except maybe bleed. Let's go, nice. I stick around. Good night again, TV. Also, hi. Anyway, yeah, so I think we've got everything taken care of. We've already got Gold Mask up in the mountains. We've completed the Patches quest line. Haven't killed Tanith, but that's really irrelevant. So yeah, I think we can just go and set things on fire, you know. We're starting with Samurai on this one because that just gives me a nice. It has 8 arcane, which is a great place to start because that means with the Mimic tier mask, or the Silver tier mask, as you can see, you hit that 16 arcane breakpoint that gets you Bloodflies, and frick. The Bloodflies is really good, despite its nerf fairly early on in the lifespan of the game, because as you can see, it's a very safe way to apply bleed. I don't know what we're gonna do with that rock breath though, because I guess you could just knife your way to win. But on this build, as you've probably noticed by now, you can't have you can't have enough faith without. You can't choose gravity, but gravity can choose you. Watch me lose all those souls. I don't even need them. Definitely not molding. No, it's just like driving, right? Gotta keep your eyes on the road. Weird dog looking thing here. I just walk the rest of the way. But yeah, this also, for anyone who doesn't know, this is like part of a series. Well, not all of my streams, but most of my streams have been either on PC with the Prophet in the last patch, or now the PS4 in the current patch. Running through the game, showing how to do this. I'm not the best at it, but I've been working with some folks. Just made a Godfrey build, says Chirpy, that only has axes. Hand axe chase downs are rough. Ooh. I have been wanting to try out the hand axe, because it's a really good weapon in DS2. Try swapping to a heavy thrusting sword for the chase downs. Thank me later. Heartbreaker Jaker. No axes or heavy thrusting swords. You can't do that. Okay, so real quickly before we set everything on fire, let's get dressed for the occasion. And let's use our souls. I never thought of that. Says Chirpy. You guys are great. So yeah, this is a very niche streaming series, I think, because anybody who really wants to can just get, a magnificent meal account from like X2 or someone else, or just have things dropped to them by their friends. But I don't have any friends, and you don't need to have friends either if you want to play Elden Ring low level PvP optimized, semi optimized. That's what we're here to show. It's not actually true that I don't have any friends. Just I didn't have a lot of friends starting out who played Elden Ring past like the first month. And also, I feel like not muling makes it slightly more morally acceptable to twink. Although, I mean, let's be honest. Twinking is 100% as much a mechanic of this game as overleveled phantoms are. Let's see. That's a good... Godfrey's is a lot of fun. Hamwater and I have been doing mirror duels with it. It's Godfrey's X Rex if you land Ash of War, though. Oh, I put Storm Stamp Upper. Oh, Stamp Up. You can put Stamp Upper on a hand axe? That's hilarious. I had to make new friends when all my friends quit the game. I'm sorry to hear that, Heartbreaker. Alright, so let's take our stupid helmet off. So we got the cinematic. Just sucks we can add Godfrey's bears in chat character creation. Alright, Melina. Burn yourself this time. Death indiscriminate. So basically Melina is Glowmide Queen confirmed. This doesn't lock us out of anything in the capital quite yet, so we can go back and like farm the high page if we really want to. I'm not cool enough to be friends with the PCMR Chad. Maybe we could be friends. Just get a PC! Chirpy, why would you say that? Also, yeah, Godfrey X is super fun, even if it isn't the best. I want to run Godfrey X sometime soon as well. I am glad that they made the Roar Talisman work for that. I had like a pure Dex Roar build that I was trying to progress on PC a while back. Haven't gone back to it yet. I might do a strength version on PS4 because they have all these slots. Turpy. Jaker sold my rig when I started traveling for work. Now I work local and can't afford to build a new one. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, Godfrey's beard, not bears. Imagine if Godfrey had bears. Undefeatable. Like you walk in, you know how like Godfrey, the or like Horaloo boss fight is kind of weak. It's really cool looking, but he's kind of weak. Imagine if he had like two rune bears in there. It would suddenly be the hardest boss fight in the game. Absolutely horrible. Heartbreaker Jaker, I want a laptop that casts 700. 350 Ti gets 80 frames per second. That's crazy. I know why you're saying that, Melina. I barely even talked to you. I talked to you the one time at the church to get the gesture that you have to talk to you to get. Yeah, isn't that crazy, by the way? Outer Order gesture, right? You actually have to talk to Melon at one of the churches. The build make like the absolute final frontier of build making is just making sure to never forget any of the gestures. I swear, they're like the most crucial missable items in the game. I only say that partially ironically. Jaker says Godfrey should get rune bears and waterfowl dance, but with an axe. That sounds actually horrifying if you could do that with the axe. All right, wakey wakey, wake wake the f up, samurai. We're in Farum Azula, so that's cool. Let's get the Bloodhound Claws, you know, in case. Shouldn't need them. Missed a fist pump on my Faith Man. No! Missed fancy spin on my Twink after beating the game. Biggest mistake of my career. Yeah, that's like one of the weird ones you can miss, right? Because you have to get it from Roderica, right? You have to get the jellyfish like really early on. I swear I've missed some things on this character, but I think like I've got all the patches ones. I got all the patches some gestures. So I think I have all the missile. I have the jellyfish. So here we're just gonna sprint through. What's PvE? This is my favorite RPG mechanic, by the way, is sprinting past all the enemies to get what you want. I like how they cannot kill you in one hit. Level. This is why people never level Vigor, by the way. Casual greeting and Bravo are the essentials I never forget. Bravo. Who drops Bravo? Why am I grabbing these? I know Casual Greeting is dropped by, or not dropped, but you have to summon the Great Horn Tragoth. This dragon is such a pain to kill. Good thing we don't have to. I never played Froome. I have nothing else to play or I'd for real quit, lol. Oh, Castlevania, let's see. About to quit playing this trash game for real, says Ashen Bull. Froome just started playing a bunch of Castlevania again like me, Ashen. Casual greeting, Bravo. I never played Castlevania. Oh, you get it from the message at the first step Vara leaves for you? Oh! Did I get that? I don't think I did, because I just ignored. Let me go check. I'm sorry. Yeah, if that's missable, I'd be scared. Wait, I should have checked my menu to see what what gestures I had first. Yeah, this is the downside of PS4. You know, it runs perfectly fine except for the load times, and I guess the pop in, but that's not as bad. It actually looks better than when I played on PC, which is kind of horrifying to think about. And oh no, right, it's not here. Do I have Bravo? Did I miss Bravo? Fortunately, I could always just go to like New Game Plus, right? Yeah. Uh oh. Did I not get Bravo? Okay. Well, my career's over. I'm in shock. Get me out of this reality. Unfortunate. Asherball, have you played DS1 and 2? Maybe one day I'll check it out from... Yep, I sure have Turpy. Oh, you're talking about the Castlevania, yeah. Oh no, yeah. I have made a mistake. I think I already killed Vare too. Not that it really matters at this point. Vare is freaking dead. I still haven't beaten DS2. Too clunky. It is a little... It is... People say it's clunky. I feel like it's smoother than 1 though, honestly. I know the directionals are kind of weird, but that's actually less of an issue the more I've played. I know I am like a filthy typical DS2 apologist though. Get to the Dragons, then ER came out. That's how I was on DS1, honestly. Love it, to be honest. Based, Vroom, based. You're at Iron Keep. Ashen, you're at Iron Keep. My condolences. It is one of the few genuinely frustrating parts of the game. Well, frustrating for me. Fuck that place, yeah. Just you wait. There's a DLC area that's at the same place but worse. Mm-hmm. Knights of Alon. Yeah, there's Alon Knights. I say this because the other day, I did finish it off stream, but I was streaming a little bit of DS2, and I was trying to beat Sir Alon. And my goodness, I just went and systematically killed everything in the run up because I was tired of doing it over and over again. Speaking of tired of doing it over and over again, we are about to run into some nasty boys. Actually, I'm trying to get my buddy to play it with me, not trying to play DS2 by myself. I suck at PvE. Well, you know, happy souls, right? Okay, let's throw Rot Breath back on there. They're pretty susceptible, I believe. We could Black Flame, but I think Dagger's just gonna be better here. Okay. We don't need it, but we could throw on the Fire Misericord. And that looks like our setup. Oh, wait. We have something we need here. Oh, wait. I don't have the sleep pots. Skipping things early on has come back to bite me in the tuchus. It is over here. So you want to actually start over here. And there's a grace that I've not grabbed. Lovely. Time for the Bill Cosby experience. Yes, indeed. Yeah. We're just gonna give him everything we've got, you know. Frigid Outskirts. I haven't even found Frigid Outskirts yet, by the way. So I haven't gotten to experience that joyful thing. I've heard the horror stories. I don't really want to mess with Luden Zalen. I mean, Ava was bad enough. They really just, you know, did say, hey, you remember that boss that gave you trouble? How about we give you 2 of them? You're better now, right? Okay, I think we grab this Grace. We should have a straight shot. Horsefuck Valley, yeah. Yeah, that sounds like the place. After a while, after a while, you'll learn to be grateful and stop complaining about places like Shrine of Amana, you know, Sun's Funhouse, all that. Mostly fine with patience in a big bonk, but it's a slow, yeah. You like the Tuava fight? Well, maybe I shouldn't talk smack, you know. I just got everybody's common complaints about the DS2 or DS2 version that we're about to engage in mere moments. Okay, here we go. Give me the juice. Yeah. Let's not make any funny jokes here. Okay, sleep pots. I don't like having too many sleep pots because you have to like get rid of them somehow, and it always feels like a waste. But this is another fight that if you put them to sleep, you know, your summons will mostly take care of it for you. DLC is actually really good for the most part, but there's some definitely some crap, yeah. Only funny jokes, please. Valley of Defilement and Demon Hills. Is that the swamp level? I've heard legends. I've heard disquieting rumors from the edges of the civilized world of this place. I think we're gonna want a little more red. Fume Knight became one of my favorite boss fights too. Yeah, it is a pretty fair boss fight, although the orbs always give me trouble. Get away from me, Knight. I'm spooked. I'm thoroughly spooked. Now, we gotta be very careful, because this guy right here tends to fight these annoying little sons of guns. We're just gonna take care of him. I just wanted to make sure Bernal's like in the fight for real. Okay, let's go. Use 2 ascetics just so I could keep fighting him. That was I think ascetics are a pretty good system. Oops, I did this a little early. And of course, that triggers the fireball, because why wouldn't it? Okay, Bernal, the enemies are over there. We're gonna do a Cosby sleep on the skinny. Okay, that worked out. That means we can do a nice little rot breath on Big Fat. Or do a budget version, get some poison going. As he wakes up, we'll give him the rot. Actually get him in bleed. And let's hope that he doesn't come around to us. Oh, he stopped. What the heck? No, what the? I have no idea what happened there. But I'm frightened. Okay, the other one woke up. Very cool. Let's do this methodically. Why me? It's not good. I should have prepped more blue. Oh, we've lost Dungy. That's not good. That is not a good sign. And we've lost all our health too. That's not good at all. I can't say I'm a fan of this situation. Okay. Okay. For now, I'm counting on you. Okay, bleed might do the trick here. Oh, we're getting summoned on. This is why we prep more than we need. There we go. That's kind of a bit close. But, wasn't so bad. Okay, now I can look at chat again. Okay. Wish they bring those back. Yeah. Really wish they did it for this game, kind of. I mean, would have been better than New Game Plus, honestly, if you could just reload areas. Replay dungeons without the reward, of course, after the first, just so I wouldn't have to do New Game Plus. Yeah. Is that lazy wishful thinking? Honestly, I think that would have been a better game model for this game. Because it's so dang long. If it seems he just stops mid-roll, he's not actually done, he just glitched. Ah, okay. Good to know. That'd be neat for sure. I like pure PvP. I don't mind playing a level, but dungeons are more fun for PvP. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Stormveil. You know me. You know me, boss. I like Stormveil. So we're getting pretty close to the end of all the easy kills. I know that sounds kind of funny when we're doing this quote-unquote challenge run, but the distinction between the easy kills and the hard kills are if Dung Eater works well, it's an easy kill. If you have to do Tish, it's an RNG fest, and that means it's a hard one. I'm not even joking. Like, because both Redagon, Ellen Beast, and Melania absolutely poop on Dung Eater. So you need Tish for them, and that makes them. Not only are they the final bosses, but also they're just really obnoxious. They're also immune to a lot of status effects, so that doesn't help, or really hard to afflict with them. And they are hyper aggressive. And so you can't just let the summon tank. That's sort of the reasoning behind all of that I said. Sure, why not? Well, you get a bunch of gravity stone chunks. I know they don't scale the dex, but whatever. I don't even care. Hey, Gids. Is he gonna give me the stuff? So the thing is, right, he gains new spells, right? I think it's correct to let him learn as many spells as possible, because most of them are absolute garbage. Maybe not the Melania one, but like the other spells are pretty much garbage. So, and most importantly, they're not very long range, so you can just spam from a distance. Okay, oh, well, we don't need to talk to Hugh. What are we doing? Yeah, there's not much. Oh, wait, we could have given the bell bearing. That's right. I think that's the one that gives us the sanctuary stones, which is pretty good because then you can buy the materials to craft warming stones. Right. Oh, so I should have done that first. Wait, no. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, sanctuary stones. 600 a pop. Definitely worth it. Great for invasions. Okay. Now we're not gonna do what's his name today. Gronk, Malekith. Yeah, that guy. Partially because getting there requires getting past the Tree Sentinel, which we will, but we're gonna do it the lame way, which is pretty much required for this specific one. I just poison him. You just got poison him. We're not gonna faff around. But to get behind him, you actually have to use the invisibility Ash of War. So, nice little use case there. I don't like these guys. I don't like those guys at all. They're kind of obnoxious. We'll just zoom through here. We're not gonna find out. Oh no, not the shuriken. I'm actually gonna heal real fast. This takes us to the next grace faster, but the other route gives us to Alexander, which I will kill on screen, and there will be mini tiers. Unfortunately, I don't think his shard does too much for us. It might make the Vike fight easier. Part of why I don't really want to replay this game is the enemies are so annoying. Yeah, understandable. I don't disagree from him. Okay, I think it's this way. We're not gonna mess around with the Crucible Knight here. That sounds like a great way to perish. That in the game is too long. Or too huge. Sorry, yeah. Absolutely. It would have been really nice if you could duplicate things in New Game. And they kind of did that, right? That's the crazy thing is they did kind of do that. I think this is non-lethal, yeah. I want to jump down here. Collect our loot. Good thing we didn't have to mess with those warhawks, right? That's what happens when a bird can't fly. Elevators are for humans, not for you winged folk. Got in the game down to 13 hours on a completed build. That's not completing the game. Yeah, like you can get to a 125 pretty quickly, but you miss so much stuff. You know, missable gestures. I thought I had gotten all of them on this character, but I didn't. Stuff like that. Oh, you can go up there from here. That's what the utility of this is. Whatever it is here. I think it's just a smithing stone, though. Yeah. Just grab what I need and go on. It's fair enough. Okay, let's sit right back down. If we get the beside the Great Bridge Grace, that means we can go kill Bernal for his armor set. You know, because we do that. Why? Oh, this is really fun. I probably should have gotten the Bloodhound Step tool. Get me out of here. This thing will attack you too, by the way. It's really fun. Those burbs don't F around. Yeah, Jeppy, those things are vicious. Remember when this dragon was bugged? Isn't it still bugged? Or what are you talking about by bugged? Do you mean like it's bugged to disappear, like desync? Okay. Oh, this is just a mage. I thought it was the shuriken dude who is obnoxious, but that's over there, isn't it? This guy up ahead. This freaking guy. Okay, puppy. We'll just get out of here. Woo. I'm in the elevator. That means you can't hurt me. Yeah. I guess it may still be, but it would never attack. Oh, you could just go. Oh, that was a bug. Yeah, that was a bug. No, I was thinking of, because it tends to desync, but I guess desync isn't a bug. It's just a thing that happens on the online. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Right, so we're here. We're at the beside the Great Bridge, where many a great invasion is had. Oh yeah, I thought that was intended. Like, you got me, I guess you can kill me. Yeah, I did think that was intended in my first playthrough. It is weird and wacky, isn't it? Okay, so we're gonna have to prepare ourselves for a little PvP. I think we're gonna go with the Cold Halberd. Don't need that. Not gonna use that. We might use the poison. But basically it's oh right, it's too heavy. Let's get ourselves a little lighter. Ooh, we're gonna get messed up, aren't we? I'm a little scared. A little scared. Somebody get invasions? Yeah. It's because we have the best co. Dominated by that dragon. Think I could just go slap it? That sounds like it sounds like it's on you, honestly. Ooh, I wonder if you could do like the watch dragon thing where you just like kill it from up here. That'd be pretty funny. Don't you dare ahead. I wonder. Okay. So here you actually you should creep on through here. Actually, why do I even have this thing? I'm not gonna use it. Let's just wear heavy armor. Things like that. Dragon is the best PvP player. Yeah. Defo was on me 100% exposed by Dragon. Oof. Yeah, so here's the Brenal fight. It can be a little rough. Basically, we want to get up far enough to trigger the fight. Come on, Bernal. I'm getting shown up. Where Bernal at? He was in the fight. Where the frick Bernal at? That's not supposed to happen. Hello? I'm genuinely confused. Maybe I have to reload the area again or something? We'll just sneak up here. If that doesn't work, you can always do this. Mogward Bone out. It is multiple loading screens, so it's a little bit more painful than on PC, but sometimes the aggro is kind of weird. They can smell you. You've got that Elden smell on you, of which the less is said, the better, probably. That's really weird. The Bernal's supposed to show up. He helped me out there. You know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's waiting for me to go kill Alexander first. I don't know. I haven't killed the boss of this zone yet. Come on, Bernal. Let's try this one more time. If it doesn't work, we'll just go kill Alexander. As unethical as that is. So here we want to not wake up any of the sleepy boys. Maybe we can't be creeping. I don't think that's it though. Be wary of betrayal. Do we need to just sit here? Are we bugged? I don't understand. Is this like a bug? Oh, your internet's going out. See you later. Take care, man. Thank you for coming in from. I do appreciate it. Have a good one. Okay, I guess we're gonna do Alexander then. Life room. we had to kill... What's her name? Time to try and kill Radagon, Elden Beast for the first time. Good luck, Elden Bull. Or sorry, Ashen Bull. Well, you will be the Elden Bull soon, right? The Bolden Lord. The Elder Bulls. Oh, not the dogs. So I believe you gotta scooch up here. And then this thing. Don't kill me, dog. I mean it. Whew. Made it. Yeah, good luck. Remember to stick by the Elden Beast, like serve behind it if you can. It is a wizard. Consider the Elden Beast is a wizard player. Spellcaster. A filthy mage. Oh. I didn't even realize the hole went down that far. It doesn't for all that space. Shouldn't take us too long though. Oh, we were stuck down the Elden Bowl. Now we gotta jump over. There we go. And there's our little pot friend. Okay, we're gonna do something extremely disrespectful and lore inaccurate here. But you have to forgive me. I'm gonna be honest. Ash of War spam's the best I can do. This is genuinely the most evil and tragic thing I've done in this entire playthrough. I'm sorry, Alexander. But you're just too full of delicious goodness. In this game, that is what passes. Goodbye, pot friend. Well, anyway, now that I've lost any sympathy I may have had, Let's progress on a little bit. Yeah, we don't actually use that for any of the PvE because the defensive tools are way more important for like 99% of the time. They're like an occasional situation where you might prefer to use it. It's okay for PvP on like high damage ashes. So like if you're doing a Prophet invasion, you might throw it on if you're doing the Blasphemous Blade weapon art, just because despite the nerf, the damage on that thing is still ridiculous. Nice little cookbook. Cooking. Wait, why did it go over here? Oh, take it down here. Yes. More smithing stones. More items I didn't need. Okay, let's see if Bernal invades now. Or do I have to go kill, what's her name? Let me check on that. Bernal. Knight Bernal. After Rykard has been killed and Volcano Manor has been emptied. Oh, perhaps I need to go chat everyone up. Hey, Hood Joker. What's up, my brother? We are continuing on the base level samurai build. We just got the Fair Missoula. We unfortunately killed Alexander, and we're trying to make sure Bernal shows up. So it looks like the trigger was I forgot to go back and double check in the Volcano Manor. But if that does the trick, he should be able to invade us now and give us what we deserve. We're not actually going to use the Blasphemous Beast Claw. But, you know, this is for the sake of completion. You know, if you want the armor, cosplay or something. The weapon itself is practically unusable in a low level run. Hey, there's a gesture. Why, thanks. Okay, Bernal, get out of here. Okay, I'm gonna go reload this room. We can also go complete the Jawbreak quest line, but that's more boring talking. Probably best not to do it with so many generous viewers. So let's try to keep it to concrete progression. Okay, Bernal's gone. Oh, you can still learn skills. Ah, yes. He truly has the soul of the giant dad. Now let's go kill him. Violence was the answer after all. For PvP enemies like this, we want to get the halberd. Get the halberd out. Stamp uppercut Rex on Golem halberd. If you... FYI. Ooh. That does sound cool. I mean, that thing is enormous, right? Absolutely humongous. AR Breaker Chick, yeah. There's a lot of cool cats in the chat right now. Big thanks once again to Kirsta Chernia for raiding me. He's pretty much the reason why I stuck around on Twitch. Just to watch folks. I mean, otherwise, I'd still use it just as like a recording program, basically. But no, that would be just for gameplay recording, not for hanging out. Okay, so let's prep ourselves here. When we get to around here, he should show up, which means we're gonna charge that Rotten Breath. Now the thing about Rot Breath is it lasts about 90 seconds. And the physic that's allowing us to cast it in the first place lasts lasts 3 minutes, which means you can get precisely 2 casts of it. Oops. For any one enemy. Oh. Looks like we won't be needing it though. The nice thing about Swarm of Flies, is not only does it proc bleed, but it resets the frost proc. At least sometimes. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Way to enjoy the PvE game with summons. Yeah. EB is dead. Second try with the summon. Very cool. For real, bro, those were some great duels. I love that shit. Fun fights like, oh, you guys were playing last night. Is it the Mimic run? Sorry I couldn't get on there. But I don't quite have one at 70 right now. Woo! Get me out of here. Who is Simmons? It's the real name of the Mimic tier, right? Go fuck you. Amazing lore. I love how much lore this game has. Okay, so we've taken care of Bernal, right? We got his drip. We got the Blasphemous Beast Cloud that we're definitely not going to use. So we've come to sort of the boring part of the stream. I'm going to be honest with you. We can take like the next 20 minutes farting in the general direction of the Draconic Tree Sentinel to get his drip and to clear him out. Which would be extremely boring. Or we could do something else around town, you know. I don't really want to farm anything because it's always inherently boring. So I'm at a bit of a loss. What to do here? But if you have any suggestions, apart from invading, well, I mean, we could invade, I suppose. Let's see. No, I want equipment. Do we have equipment? No, we have. I mean, I guess we could buy a dress. Mama's dress. Do we have any gear we could use here? Can we hit 17 arcane? No, we literally cannot unless we wear a Sourceal. But we can hit 35 dex, so I guess we could double Sourceal and do Morgoth's. I don't know if I want to grab it. Yeah, I might as well. It's free. It's free stuff. What about other equipment? 22 strength. It's actually achievable two-handed, so buying Great Bow is an option, I guess. We're gonna concern ourselves with this. Not at all, I think. I'm thinking Beast Champ set, trying to up my points for some meta invasions, obviously with this headpiece. Do you like his headpiece? I don't like how his headpiece looks. Looks kind of goofy to me. I like the rest of his set. Can you not get multiple actions for other endings? I've done Zerani's quest on Lord of Frenzy and only getting Lord of Frenzy quest. Okay, so basically with the Lord of Frenzy, it locks you into that ending unless you go cleanse it in the Storm Beyond Time. So you have to actually beat Malenia first, get the needle, take the needle to Placidusax's boss room to cleanse yourself of the Frenzied Flame. Otherwise, you're locked in. Yeah. So if you want to get other endings, it's way more efficient to not join up with the Frenzy's Fingers until the post game, right? Because you can lock in an ending and then continue doing stuff like getting frenzied before starting New Game Plus. So that would have been the move. I guess no one told you. Hey, but it's not too late, right? Speaking of not too late, we could try out the Placidusax boss fight, but we don't really have any raw bots right now, so not exactly the best idea. Humna humna. What should we do? I mean, we've killed. Do I just do the poop tactic? Is it time? Is it time for the time-honored tradition of choosing bosses? Oh, ever since the buff to the mist, I probably don't need that many flasks, actually. It's kind of crazy. But we do need certain tools. So we got ourselves this Anspur with Assassin's Gambit. It's going to help us out. And then we can put on... Do we have the Black Knife Assassin set? We don't. We could just put Krampus Vial on. There we go. Right, so now we move quietly. And what we can do... And this also works for the Draconic Tree Sentinel over by the Capitol. In fact, you don't even need these other tools. You just need the smoke. But you've probably all seen it before if you've invaded around that level. You know, the hapless co-op doing this for some reason because it takes 2 people to poison the Tree Sentinel. I don't understand. You know, I said a few things about not boring you all, but it looks like it's about that time because I'm full of crap. Let's go. We're just gonna sneak past. We're just gonna pull a sneaky on him. He noticed. I don't know how he noticed. Do I? I don't have a mod. That looks like yeah. How do I delete this? I don't know how to do that. Because I am a fool. Oh, there you go. I can ban. There you go. Very cool. Perhaps there's immoral consequences for trying to scam the game. Let's try this one more time. We'll just not move. There we go. And like that, folks, we're in for 15 minutes of boredom. Yeah, so this is a, toxic gamer lifestyle. We could keep watching this. Or we could... Is there a way to, like, raid without going off stream? Because I do want to keep the footage on this. Who's on right now, by the way? Let's find that out. Or we could have a deep, heartfelt talk about some random subject. Goldtooth is on. The Coop's on. Zealous Soul's on. Lost Alternatives doing Bloodborne. Bloody Fingers on. Maybe definitely after this, I'll go ride Bloody Finger. He's a cool fellow. He's got some good drip on his builds, which is what's important in this game. We could take a look at our inventory and do some talking with that. I think we're about 100 away from this poison running out, though. Give me a second. Right. This is how it feels to be the average Elden Ring co-opper, by the way. Right, this is how it feels. Heartbreaker Jaker, yeah, Bloody Finger has nice drip for sure. Let's see what we've got for drip. I mean, we got everything for drip, but I'm gonna be frank. It's just gonna be Tree Sentinel set with, probably either no headpiece or something light like Commoner's Headband, which is extremely boring, to be fair, but it's just about the best setup we can have at this level. And Samurai has like the unique advantage of having the highest base endurance. It's pretty cool. Pretty crazy. Right, so let's look at our stats. Yeah, you have 18 endurance as Samurai with the Redegons. Oh, Goldie just invaded you? That's good. Where are you at, by the way? I mean, you killed the Elden Beast. Are you in a dungeon or something? Ashenville? Halig Tree. Oh, you have to kill a Malenia. Excellent. That's pretty funny. Does she respect the etiquette? Mrs. Thrust herself. Goldie sure does love the dual lances. She did not respect the etiquette. She's using rivers? Or was? That's... Who told Goldie to use Rivers of Blood? I thought Rivers of Blood was bad. Maybe I'm just unskilled or have, not enough dex investment, but she went for your blue, so I went for a backstab and won. Oh! Well, there you go. I guess it's not so good after all. Rav is still dangerous, for sure. Yeah, you're right, Jaker. Like, it does, if you stand on the blade, it will kill you. That is definitely true. Dangerous at high level? That's also true, yeah. It's got the dex on the arc to really benefit from the anime-looking ass stat spread. Should I be saying this as a samurai build? I don't know. Can't hit anything with it at RL 80, and if I do, damage sucks. The AR is like really disappointing, for sure. Like I have a 125 arcane build current. Well, why did I do this? I have a 125 arcane build, and it gets like over 600 AR, so it's okay for like killing the tree guardian or like tree avatars, but not really much else. I have some low poise mid level characters that get shredded if caught in the corpse piler. I'm sorry to hear that, Jaker. The poise is really painful at low level, isn't it? One moment, says Ashen Bull. Something's happening. Is he invaded again? We're about to find out. The drama in chat is far more suspenseful than whatever the heck's going on here. And why is it? I wonder if I can get the chat box to show up on the stream, because it doesn't. It doesn't for the videography. There's a lot of conveniences of doing this on PS4, but I haven't figured out how to get it to work nicely with the capture card. So I got no sound. I got no chat on the screen. I just got two different screens. I choose drip over poise, especially at mid-level. That's fair, Jaker. And there is a lot of drip in this game that really deserves to be showcased. It's really unfortunate that it's sort of the armor that's the ugly stuff. Whereas there's a bunch of robes and stuff that are really cool looking. Or like midway armors. I'll be honest though, in the PvP, I have two brain cells when it comes to PvP, and they're both hitting each other, trying to poise through each other. So it's difficult for me to try to look good. Form over function all day. Oh, that's the thing though. I want the armor to look good. I want good armor, but I want it to look good. And I think the solution lies kind of in hyper armor ashes, or like poise boosting ashes. Guys, I may have just made the beginnings of a really good build. Well, don't keep us in suspense, Chirpy. What is it? I'm sure you could explain to us before the tree sentinel dies. We're not even halfway yet. We have plenty of blue though. 103 poise, 60 strength, 24 dex, axe only. Okay, that sounds good. Are you gonna use like Roar Talisman? Cause that's like 300 poise by itself for a lot of the war moves. I'm also currently developing like a headsman character. I call him is what I don't usually have like a lore. Shard, Bull Goat, Erdtree 2, Jarsenal. Sounds about right. Wait, but you're using Shard. Okay. I guess no Roar Talisman then, but you could swap it with Shard if you're taking an Ash that does that, I guess. Chasing people down with Bloodhound Step hand axe. Ooh. That reminds me of the Thrall axe. TS3. Remember when you had to use a light weapon to quick step? Gosh. Using Godfrey Axe, Ash of War, and Duelist Great Axe Trolls as Trolls Roar as mix-up. That sounds great. Yeah. The Jewelous Great Axe kind of slaps mid-level. We got Horlu on Golem Halberd for another mix-up. Okay. Yeah, I like the sound of that. That's got some... Oh, got 5 Banished Knight Shields for parry swaps. Great. I mean, that's purely for looks, isn't it? Because those are heavy. Thinking about adding Executioner's Axes for crits. Maybe if you want to do crit swaps that are pure axes. Warped Axes for Spinning Slash. Yeah, that sounds good. If you want a good Ash of War stick, though, I highly, highly, highly recommend Long Haft Axe, just because it's got that unique poise modifier. But yeah, that sounds fun. Are you gonna stream or make a video or something? I'd love to see. What am I talking about? Yeah, the Long Haft Axe. So you know, like all the great weapons have, so like, there's active poise on all the weapons, right? The great weapons, and most of them are based on whatever class. So like, I think the great swords now have like 59 inherent poise or something. Okay, I will check out your channel, Chirpy, if I haven't already. I'll do so again. Keeping my eyes peeled for this build. But yeah, so like the great X's too, I think have like 59 or 60 or something, whatever inherent poise that you gain active poise when you swing them, right? And that adds to like half of your base poise or something like that. But what happens is the Long Haft Axe uniquely has a higher base poise value, so it's like 70 or something. And because every single Ash of War that grants poise, not every single one, but I think like most of them will do something like double the inherent poise of the weapon for a lot of these. I mean, some of them just have fixed values, but like you know, like the Sacred Blade swing that buffs the weapon, or like the Ice Mist one, or the Poison Mist, all those ones, those just like double the poise of the weapon. So if you use the Long Haft Axe that has a uniquely high poise value, and then double that, you get super high active poise. Oh, Twitch cut out for like 10 seconds. Sorry, homie. You're talking about the poison. Yeah, so, okay. I know I'm going to repeat myself, but let's see, where were we? So basically, right, so every weapon has a poise modifier, right, for active poise, and it'll add that to like half your base poise to get your total active poise health when you're swinging, right? And the Long Haft Axe has a higher poise modifier than every other great axe. Yeah, for hype armor. Or I think active poise is what it's called, right? So, and there are exceptions. So like, the ones that just grant you a boatload of poise inherently, like Wild Strikes or any of the Roar Ashes, those have a fixed poise value, and it doesn't matter which weapon you're using. But in the case of ashes that like you do a swing, for example, or like Sword Dance, those ones are usually like double the base poise of the weapon for their active poise. And so because you already have a higher base poise on the Long Haft Axe, it becomes an insane, and it also is like the longest axe, or tied for it pretty much, like longest great axe. It is an insanely good Ash of War stick. And it's farmable. I don't know, I just really love it. It's my favorite. I did start off on like the Executioners for the crits, but I think the poise is where it's at. And I've currently got a build in the works that I'm just gonna sort of do a lore playthrough. Called like I don't give my builds any character names, but this one I'm giving a character name. I'm calling him Headsman Reese. And he's just a guy walking around trying to do sort of a Buzuso looking dude with big poise and a bigger axe. Maybe I'll stream that alternately because I don't know. Doing this low level stuff for like the second time around is sometimes it's a little boring. Uh, not least because I'm staring at a horse's butt for however many minutes. But yeah, so I don't know. I just like it. I like that weapon. I highly recommend it. Try it out. Live it, love it, laugh it. It's real good. And you can pretty much play the entire game with it because you can start farming it in like Castle Morn. It's probably the most efficient place to farm it early on. Very low drop rate though, which is kind of a shame. Guess it's the same for the executioners. They really did it dirty because I know in previous games the Great Axes had super high MVs for riposts, but they do not for this game. Which really sort of takes the Fender out of the executioner's axe's wings. The wind out of its sails. Just added another row to the build. Great Axe, Crescent Moon Axe, Warped Axe, Long Haft Axe, Executioner's Axe. Now that's a beautiful lineup. Beautiful. Warped Axe below the Godfrey Axe for spin / mix up. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Sounds beautiful. We're almost here, folks. We could even go unhinged and try to finish it off like this. This will definitely not go wrong. Yay! So we got the stuff. The things we do for drip, right? Really want to add a cannon and golem greatbow to the build, but I don't know if Godfrey would use them. I don't know if he'd use a jar cannon because that's like technologically advanced. Maybe the hand ballista. Definitely the golem greatbow. I could definitely see him using a greatbow. Shall we just go and kill Malekith? I mean, it's been like 3 hours on stream, so I don't know. Godfrey would 100% use them. I don't think he'd use a cannon. He'd just throw the freaking cannonball itself, like his Garp. If only you could throw great axes. That would have... I cast Cone of Battle Axes. That's from what was it? Crazy Boris. Have you on YouTube? The animated Crazy Boris. He's got the series Dungeon Dynamite. There's this wizard called the Kill Anything Wizard. He's just some jack dude with a fake beard and a wizard hat. Just throws great axes. Yeah. I summoned Greater Battle Axe. I cast Cone of Battle Axes. That's just some pretty good lore. Maybe that should be the next build. That should be I should make a cosplay build. Just be the Kill Everything Wizard. You get the Ronnie hat. You get that Ronnie hat on. Run around naked. And just axe things to death. Holographic Frenzy throwing axe in DLC. Dude, they missed out on giving us the the fire weapons, right? So this would be like their chance to make up for it. Could be, right? Could be. Okay, so we stand kind of here at a crossroads. Oh, for real? Also keep talking about poison spells. We need those. Yeah, I mean, you just saw me use a poison spell, and it was like the worst gameplay you've ever seen in your life. But yeah, it's kind of depressing that they didn't even give us like the poison spells that the little dudes, the little poison dudes use. Right, in the swamp caves. Kind of curious why they didn't do that. Whereas Bleed gets to have their own infinitely worse version, right? And by worse, I mean worse for the person on the other end. Here, Poison Mist Ash of War and Mist Perfume. Now, don't talk shit on Poison Mist Ash of War. It's like the best one. I throw it on it. I would throw it on every weapon with Bleed. So I don't want to Bleed Infusion. I just want to do poison damage. Procs instantly on my occult build, and I only have like 50 occult or 50 arcane. 100% uptime on the buffs if you really want him. Poison Mist Perfume. Now, if we had a slightly better, like, if they, for example, if they put, if they made the Poison Moth Flight inherently deal powerful poison, that might be a good change. I don't know. Put on my Zwei and Chilling Mist on my other Zwei. Very cool. Added another row. Great Axe, Crescent Moon Axe. Oh, wait, no, that was... What, you did it again? Oh, you have Ash of War mix-ups on the mirror... Oh, on the mirror weapons. That's cool. Yo, that's great. Okay, should we kill Maliketh? I know, like, if we do that... Langdale's gonna burn, and we can't farm the page no more. Do we have the page? I don't have any of the page strip. Did you leave the long shaft at Did you leave the long shaft at home? Yeah. Actually, let me do a couple rounds. I know this is boring as hell, but if I don't do this now, it'll take forever farming it, because like the only other high page in the entire freaking game, I'm pretty sure is like the one that's in Rayo Lucaria, and that the run back on that one is obnoxious. I just want to get the headset headpiece because I think it'll fit really nice. I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's a lot to pick up. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, wish me luck, folks. I have an idea here. It might be a little crazy, but I really, really want his headpiece. Wait, it's not. It's over here. This is like the part of the game of not playing as if you have friends. It's kind of bad. This right here. Oh gosh, no. It's a 3 cycle. I'm going to perish. This guy gets like infinite poise too. Unironically terrifying. It's a lot to pick up. Yeah. Well, if we wanna call it a night here, it's not a bad time to do so. Because the stream's about to get boring, all because I want the drip, and I know we're drip appreciators here. I know we're all drip appreciators, but you know, it's one thing to appreciate drip, and it's another to farm it on stream. Now, if I could just figure out how to do a raid, might be a good time to go raid someone who's invading like a good red person should. Drip is very important. I mean, look at that, right? It's got that gold color. It's creamy gold. Kind of disturbing. I'm sure it would work really nicely with the tree set. You know, people look at it and say, hey, this guy's out to kill me. Before I respec my meta build, I was using full Dung Eater set using Pyromancies with 91 poise. You know, that actually sounds dope, Ashen Bowl. And I do believe in having like at least 90 poise on your casters. This, at least in this patch. I've done the math and it's pretty doable. Here's a high page on your. Oh, you got an Airbender cosplay? It sounds cool as hell. It's slick, yeah. Way better than the normal dingy one. But he's refusing to drop his goods. Do I have any foul feet? Can I craft them? I can craft one. You may have one foul foot. Oh, thank you, game. Nice. I had planned on doing an Airbender cosplay, but I caught up in all the pain ER had to offer. Yeah. The pain. It's not gonna have great armor, I will say. You know, an Earthbender, you could be like, oh, this is my stone armor. You see, because I bend stone. If you want to see it, Ash, it's on the Sunlight Blade Cosplay Top 10. Oh! And I'm going the wrong direction. And I missed an item. Did I even grab the other one? If I don't have the cane sword, you know, that's horrible. Then on YouTube, C. I had not even grabbed the cane sword. Yo, that's a crime against drip. Yeah, we can't kill Malekith today. I bet we don't even have the seal. The Gravelstone seal. Yeah, we don't. Maybe we should go do that. If you've never seen Sunlight Blade before, get ready for a rabbit hole, my dude. Sunlight Blade's been around for a long time, right? Am I crazy? I mean, I've only played this game for like a year and a half. These games. So I'm new to the Souls world pretty much. But I know Sunlight Blade's been around. It's got DS2 stuff at least. Okay, hype. Okay, Paige, give me everything you got. Give me your gear. Oh, you did drop something. Let's hope it's not a red branch short bow, because that would be funny. Perfumer's bro, bolt, page trousers. Could be worse. These bolts are disgusting. By the way. I remade it to use more ashes during hard swaps and changed the level to 80. Might make my own video on it, but the video editing sounds daunting. Yeah, I have nothing but respect for those people who are doing, you know, really cool video edits. Iced Estes, like the recent one, the snake video, sound effects on everything. So, oh gosh, that looks real hard. Oh, I made too much noise. I haven't only recently been introduced into the Souls series. It's a lot of us. Like 2 years ago. Yeah. Me too, buddy. Nothing but Perfumer's bolts. Come on, game. I really think we should probably take this to a natural stopping point. Get yourself ready, it's really good. Says Turpy. Got the well-rounded tail end of PvP and DS3 LoL, and boy, you got good, didn't? Yeah. You don't say. Not to toot my own horn, says Turpy, but I made it onto a highlight reel a month ago. Heck yeah. Well, you deserve it. Nice, need some more content to watch. Also, congrats. You can video edit, my guy. You just gotta make some shitty videos first to learn the tech. Yeah. Not to alert y'all, but this page keeps giving me his trousers, and I don't really like that. I'm not here soliciting that kind of action. I really like my latest video. I laugh whenever I watch it. That's good. That's really good. I feel like, you know, well, several things, right? You gotta at least entertain yourself. Hope I keep getting better. I hope so too. Like, you know, you gotta at least entertain one person in the room, and that's you. You know what I mean? Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, we got another item. Please be the page HUD so I can... High page close? Okay. That's not bad. Put them on. Yeah. To express the drip. Okay, that's kind of... It's got a little cape on it and everything. Wow. Nice. Let's make up for the defenses somewhere else. Alright, oh, what about that? Oh, that's horrible. That's hideous. I don't know if that's any better. Okay, I stop all my meals at Malika so I can still access the capital. That's fair. I mean, you know, there's not much to exit. Actually, no, I take that back. You know why? Gotta lose the cape for that drip to shine. Okay. Wait, what am I doing over here? You know, you're right. You're right, though. That's a little raggedy. The cape a little raggedy. Godfrey's about to take on Malekith and Gideon before taking on himself. I will say, though, I like taking my mules past Malekith because, or not my mules, because these are not mules. These are personal use. But I like going past them because then you can get that archery +2, or that marginal improvement of carry weight. Makes a big difference. So Godfrey can invade the staircase before Godfrey and kill this dishonest hosts. Yeah. That does sound kind of Godfrey-like, you know. It's like, hey, you coming for me? No, I'm coming for you. Think I'd wait here on my Elden chair? I'm on PC, so I start with every item material anyway. Look. I'm not a cheater, Turpy. That's why I'm out here farming drip on stream, despite the fact, despite testing the patience of all my wonderful viewers. I have all 10 starting classes, just gotta unlock every area for invasions. That's fair. No. Can't wait for the videos of that. Yeah. Hey, it's not cheating, it's massaging the game mechanics. Yeah. Yeah, you know. I'm not cheating, I'm just massaging my Ethernet cable real fast. I'm just joshing you. I don't think it's disrespectful at all to use that. You know, people are like, oh no, I bet he's got 10 Starlight shards at all times. Like, you know, whatever. Like, Miyazaki made this game for some reason so you can't get those really important consumables, despite having played Dark Souls 3. Right? So I don't know. It's still $1,000 for your mule turkey, or has the price gone up? She came from X2. Yeah, $1,000 per meal, so that's a 10K for all. Beautiful. Cheap AF IMO. I'm about to post that on eBay. Post that on eBay. Just put a USB. Let someone give me control of their PC, edit the save file, and collect cash. That does sound like a job in tech industry. Like your own site to sell it. Don't want eBay trying to get a cut. You know, cashforrunes.com .biz. I'm learning how to web dev right now. Oh, that's cool. Imagine if that's how I make my money. I hope not. I hope people aren't paying it. I hope people are not like that. Complete scumbag. Don't be like that. We may be invaders, but we have standards. Guys, this guy's actually dropping me stuff. It's a Red Ranch short bow. If I get another one, dude. Is it? I don't have standards at all. You always infuse. You should watch my patches. Oh, that's true. I have seen your patches videos. So. Skeletor laugh. Honest mistake. I simply mistook you for a demi-human or some such. An honest mistake. Let bygones be bygones, I say. It's a shame some content creators that used to be decent have gotten sponsored by those scummy cash for rune sites. Have people done that? I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know anyone did. Gosh. Like, anyone decent, I mean. I'm sorry to hear that, Jaker. Wow. I'm proud of the ones that openly turned it down. Yeah. I mean, the great thing about this game is its community. Well, that and its beautiful artistic design and gameplay and everything else. But, you know, the community is great. Hap keeps talking about his offers, and it's pretty funny. I can hear him now. The guy does rage. Same, I guess Diastorm is still getting emails about being sponsored. Gosh, horrible. It really is kind of disheartening to know there's predatory businesses like that around, predatory people. Oh my goodness. He's dropped everything except what I want. It's the Lego effect, you know. It's the Butterbur effect. Thing wanted, always buried. You always get the rare drop on a build that you're never planning to use it on. Disgusting. Disgusting. Okay, here we go. Please, this time. Then we can go raid. As soon as I figure out how to do that. Hey, he's got the golden eye. You know, it'd be a cool mechanic they could have done is they could have made the golden eyes fellows also have guaranteed to drop something. Yeah, that would have been cool. They didn't do it, but it would have been cool. Never heard that called the Lego effect before, so accurate. I just, you know, it's where I first experienced it, but I'm sure everyone has their own places, right? You know, you go to the shop, you're looking for, I don't know, left-handed monkey wrench. You can't find the left-handed monkey wrench in the monkey wrench pile. That's a bit of a different thing. But yeah, you know, I think everyone who grew up with a bunch of Legos, digging through, looking for just the piece that you know you've seen before. It's somewhere in there, but the moment you're looking for it, it ain't there. Have you tried the Page and Ray Lucaria? That's where I've gotten the hood in the past. The reason why we're not doing the Ray Lucaria one, oh, there we go. Yeah, speak of the devil. It's just because it's further away, right, from the Grace. Okay, so let's check this strip. Let's check this strip. I swear that the hood design is like totally based on the well, I guess it's the same with the Painting Guardians, right? It looks a lot like the Painting Guardian head, but it looks like the Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind characters. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know your animes. Okay, what do you think? It's pretty good, huh? It's not perfect, but it kind of looks like it fits. It's got the good weight. I don't know. It looks a little clannish, and I'm not extremely comfortable with that, but eh. But it really looks like the guys in the Nausicaa manga. It's just different from the anime movie by quite a bit. And we all know that Souls games, you know, Miyazaki has read Miyazaki. Yeah, Studio Ghibli. So Nausicaa the Valley of the Wind, right? So you know there's the manga. It started as a manga before he made it into a movie. The manga is like way longer and has a bunch of different stuff going on. Basically, you know, there's a completely different sort of hegemony apart from Tormechia, that doesn't show up in the movie at all, and they have these sort of savants or whatever that wear these hoods that kind of look like a cross between this and the monastery or the Painting Guardian hoods. Not as clannish as the Grave Hood and BB. Look, you know, in Bloodborne we have the Confederates, you know, so I don't know what's going on there. Nausicaa's badass, absolutely. I really like the planes. You can, when you watch a Ghibli movie, you can really feel the love of airplanes just coming through the screen. But anyway, this is like the complete build basically. I mean, we can swap to the +2 once we bring the capital, but we got 96 poise. Oh gosh, this is just shy of the 3 poise. Can we get 3 poise? Can't get, but it's too heavy. Oh, that's 6 poise. What's 3 poise? Javelin Maidenhood? I guess we could do the Maidenhood. That doesn't look like clan. And it also roughly works. I don't know. we can iron these issues out at some other time. Could do Perfumer Hood. Could dress up as Lost, right? But yeah, you got that 97 poise breakpoint going on. Very cute. I could do the Marais man. Oh no, that doesn't look good. That does not look good. That does not look right. Um, we're not gonna wear the witch hat. Come on. But anyway, these are the kinds of things that can be negotiated later. Tree Guardian mask. Oh, I don't have that on this yet, but it could be farmed up. I'm not gonna farm it on stream, but yeah, if we really wanted to hit that extra breakpoint, we could. But yeah, I think we can either cut the stream there, if you want to watch me wail against Malakath real quick, we could do that. If it works, it's gonna be real fast though, because Malakath, you barely need the sun. Okay, 101 points, because we're using a lighter weapon. We just need the right setup here. So we need to get the dagger. We need to, well, that's really all we need. And then just defensive talismans, yeah. Looks pretty good with the sentinel armor. Hey, yeah, let's bust his chops. Well, it goes one of two ways, right? You either get him into the loop really quickly both times and he just perishes, or you don't. So let's spend these runes and then get going. Yeah, let's try it out. That would be a good place to end it on. Get a little excitement. Here we go. Purchase all the crab. And then we'll just get ingredients. Yeah. Okay, so if you've seen Yamfa's recent video on how to beat Elden Ring with no talking, this shouldn't come as a surprise. Actually, it might come as a slight surprise. But basically, right, you can loop Flame of the Redmanes on him, and he literally cannot escape. But the good thing, and in fact, you can actually drink your flask in between loops, which is kind of insane. It just takes that long. However, with the dagger specifically, with the Misericord specifically, and the Assassin's Cerulean Dagger, because of the way it procs on certain enemies, and it doesn't work on every enemy, just certain ones, it will give you back more FP than you use, so it's an infinite loop. Pretty crazy, huh? But we are going to summon Dungy Boy. The reason being, we should have probably put a different physic on. We could have had some extra protection that we're missing out on here. This is also a way when he goes angry, when he gets angry earlier on, like when you give him 4 Death Root, you can pacify him by looping this. But he breaks in 2. The trouble is the range. It's liable to miss. So you really want to get Dungy Boy to take care of it. Okay, now we can hopefully loop him. Oh gosh. That's unfortunate. Okay, now we can do it. I think. Right, watch this. Right? He cannot escape. And after that, just, you keep pressing buttons. L2 Gaming. And if you watch closely, the FP bar is actually going up this entire time. By like 2 per loop or something. Dung Eater's just sitting there trying to hit him the entire time. But it is putting in work. And the reason is Malekith got wrecked by Godfrey, but I'm at meta. I had some issues with him at meta, honestly. It's the phase 2 is troublesome. Right, so you gotta let him get I goofed that. I went towards his front instead of his back. Unfortunate. I hate random summons. Okay, let's see what happened here. Oh, it's just oh, it gave me a link, but it was not a link. Oh, Banker, thank you for subbing, gifting me a sub to you. Malenia's still alive. Rip. Okay, so we goofed up there. Not exactly good showing, but I have trouble with the phase 2 on Malekith. My history with him with summons in my initial playthrough was he killed me more than Malenia on Mimic tier, because he just kills you if you get caught in a full combo. Let's try that one more time. But yeah, as long as Dung Eater can keep him distracted long enough to start the loop, it's a free win. I gotta get back to full health. Okay. We got the loop started. Very good. And here, demonstrate drinking a flask in between loops. 1, 2. One, 2. Yeah, so Dung Eater is actually putting in some damage during these loops. Especially if you give him time to do it. But no need to risk. This is 100% consistent and safe once it's started. This should get us to phase 2. Okay. Okay, there we go. We've got it started. Yo! You cannot escape this, Malekith. At least if I don't screw this up. It'd be really embarrassing to come this far. 1 and 2. Here we go. The crazy thing is the summon isn't even technically necessary for this. This Ash of War is busted. Bye-bye, Malekith. And it's over. Yeah. So we'll go buy a strip in a second, but let's read chat. Okay. I'm over here at 144 getting wrecked while the PV got himself, please. Uh, it's just that the game is extremely exploitable. Guys, I would never forget to upgrade my Golem Great Bow. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Turpy, you wouldn't forget something like that, right? Let's go. So yeah, we started before the stream before the Fire Giant, and we're ending after Malekith. I think we'll cut it here, because, look, I've been promising to go raid for like 40 minutes now. Still haven't done so. I really should. I gotta go to bed soon anyway. I have a day tomorrow. Yeah. We did it. But teach me your ways as I died again. Hey, don't worry, Ashenbull. I mean, if you're gonna do this method, right, you just put on the Cerulean Dagger Talisman, and it has to be specifically like the Misericord or I think another dagger. As you can see, the upgrade level doesn't matter, but I'm actually not good at the PvE from like a normal playthrough method, because this is pure cheese. This is like abusing the mechanics, so I'm not actually good at the fight. That's especially true of like Malenia, because I've only beaten her with Mimic. Oh, that's not true. I've never beat her without a summon yet. Pure cheese is still a win. I mean, yeah, you know, this not false. Win's a win, no matter how small. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thanks for dropping by. Now, give me like half of these bosses don't need to be learned. They just swing at you. I don't want you to understand me. I just want you to die. Oh, horrible, horrible. Raid Goldie? Okay. Yeah, we can do that. I was gonna give it the bloody finger though. But if that's what chat wants, we'll go say hi. How do we do that? So, can I do it? I've actually never tried the raid function before, so I don't know. Is there like a command? Do I just type that in chat? Okay, without space. Yeah, just type it. Raid Goldtooth exclamation point, or is it raid exclamation point? No space after the slash. Where does the slash go? Is it slash raid? Slash raid. No space after. Wait, I'm seeing slash raid, but. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's try that. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Chirpy. Thank you for your help. We are raiding. Raid now. Let's go.